You want to put me behind bars? Because I make you guys look like idiots?
All right, that's enough.
Stenbeck's your guy, pal. Not me. I thought you understood this. If you were just a little bit on top of things over at the Bureau, you would have been at this great meeting between Barbara Ryan and James Stenbeck at the federal prison. What do you do with yourself all day?
You know what? Agent Bracken is just trying to familiarize himself, Dusty.
I am here because Lily Snyder's husband asked me to be here. But I need time to familiarize myself with the details of this case.
We don't have time to jerk around with. We haven't heard from Lily and Rose for days. For all we know, they're dead. Why do I talk to guys who don't care?
Where do you think you're going?
Step out of my way.
Chris, I'm gonna call my office and cancel the rest of my day.
Look, you don't need to. I'll be here.
No, I'm not leaving him. It's wonderful.
Chris! What are you doing here? I thought you were suspended.
I'm here because of my dad.
Like, he didn't give you a hard enough time the other day. He can't possibly think that you had something to do with this.
He had a stroke yesterday, Allison. He's in a coma. It doesn't look good.
Oh, my God. Chris, I'm sorry.
I was finally able to find Bob's medication in his office. It seems that he missed a few doses, which would explain the sudden stroke.
Not to me. Bob would never make a mistake on this medication. He told me he was convinced it was saving his life.
Well, perhaps we could finish this conversation in my office.
We can finish it wherever you'd like, but it won't change the fact that my son did not cause this.
Wake up, sweetheart. I need you.
We don't mean to disturb you, Kim.
What is it? What's the matter?
With your permission, Mrs. Hughes, I'd like to examine your husband.
Why?
Kim, we want to make sure that Bob's not the victim of foul play.
You think he didn't have a stroke?
That's what I'd like to find out.
Kim, it's possible that the killer did this.
You came all the way out here. You must have had a reason.
Well, we didn't leave things. Or rather, I felt that we didn't adequately resolve the situation. And, well, when you disappeared, I felt... Well, maybe this is pointless. Right, I should just go. You have a nice life. May I see her?
Oh, she's so beautiful. Sage, this is your Aunt Rosanna. She came a long, long way to see you. Would you like to hold her?
Atwt.
Oh, this feels just lovely. She is so pretty.
Yeah, well, of course she's pretty. She's got our genes.
Yes, she does, doesn't she? You're so lucky, Carly.
I was just thinking, Sage was lucky. Because she has you to help her out with all the things her mother is terrible at. She needs you, Rosanna. So do I.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said all those terrible things to you.
No, you were so mad. I don't blame you. I don't.
I drove you out of town. You're a pregnant woman.
No. Lots of things drove me out of town, Rosanna. And as for what you said, you had Barbara on the warpath, you had your company on the line, your marriage falling apart. Not that I had anything to do with that, because I didn't, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't the reason that it all happened, because I know that I was. But I don't blame you for what you said. If I were you, I would have said a lot worse, you know that.
Why are you being so nice to me? What's the catch?
There isn't a catch. But you were right. We never settled stuff. I think we should. Okay? Should we start at the top?
Yes, the beginning might be good.
Mike. Is he still an issue?
Well, I think he'll always be a memory, but no, I don't think he's really an issue.
So then I guess we just have one real problem. And his name is Craig.
Thought I heard your voice. You made it.
What are you doing here?
She's with me.
He collapsed right here at the nurse's station. I thought you knew. Your mom was here.
I haven't seen my mom since yesterday morning. Chris, if I had known I would have found you, I would have been here all night.
Yeah. I guess you would.
So, where's he now? Is he in ICU?
Yeah. My mom's in there. And my grandma. They want to limit the number of visitors, so I probably won't sit with them for another hour.
An hour? Well, let's get out of here.
No, I can't.
Chris, you need to take a break. We'll just go across the street, get some fresh air. You'll feel better, I promise. How many times did you make me feel better when I was really down? Will you please let me just pay you back? Please?
We don't want to alarm you, Kim.
You're implying that this serial killer did this? And you think that his very... You think that Rick Decker is the one, don't you?
We're not ready to accuse anyone yet, Mrs.
Well, I mean, you asked to have him removed from the case, so what else am I supposed to think?
If Dr. Daniels finds evidence linking him to the other killings, we'll know.
All right. Do it. I'm gonna wait outside.
Kim, did something happen?
No, honey, no. It's just been a long night, that's all.
Yeah, it has, but I just saw your face, and for a moment there, I thought...
No, it's okay. It's all right. Your father is, he's gonna be just fine.
I'm gonna wait outside with Kim. Oh, and I'll keep Dr. Decker at bay until you're done.
That won't be necessary. I found what I'm looking for.
Okay, guys. Dusty, we're all on the same side.
Tell it to your friend here.
As far as the department is concerned, Mr. Donovan is free to go. That is, of course, unless the FBI is prepared to charge him with a crime.
Kidnapping's still a federal offense.
Yes, it is. Do you have any proof that Mr. Donovan is involved in the kidnapping of Rose D'Angelo and Lily Snyder? You're free to go. Stay in touch.
I'll find him, believe me. They'll be the first to know.
You're not even gonna put a man on him?
Oh, he'll lose any tail I put on him.
Doesn't that tell you something?
You know, I've had the guy in custody for a long time. It became apparent to me that he is as motivated as we are to solve this case. So I decided that he'd do us a lot more good on the outside.
Are you serious?
Yes, Agent Brackett, I am.
You seem pretty smart, Detective, so I don't know how he did it, but Donovan has you completely snowed. This is his operation from start to finish. Stenbeck's a non-starter. The man is in a maximum security 24-hour lockup. There's no way he could pull this off.
Anyone else would agree with you, but you don't know Stenbeck.
Brackett. Yeah. Who? It's Stanley.
Spangler's guy, he surfaced?
Says he knows where the twins are and he wants to make a deal.
Katie, you think we could have a word alone?
Nah, I'm not going anywhere.
That's okay. I can handle my brother.
You sure?
Yeah. Jack's out back playing catch with Parker.
If you ever want to play catch, Craig, just let me know.
Oh. Yeah. So what are you doing here with that Neanderthal hound?
Mike is a good friend, and don't talk about him like that.
A good friend? Since when?
I am here supporting him while he finds out if Carly's baby is his. You would know that if you bothered to call me in the last few weeks.
I've been busy.
Well, then don't get mad at me for going on with my life.
With Mike Hasnoff?
Do you have any idea what I've been through over the past few months? My husband walks out on me, takes all my money, my roof caves in, and now my job is starting to look like murder at the morgue. Mike Hasnoff fixed my roof and has picked me up more times than I can count, so I'm pretty happy to be here to return the favor.
You need money?
No, I don't need money, Craig. I need a friend I can count on.
Well, don't count on Mike Hasnoff. He has a history of taking off. All right? And if this baby turns out to be Jack's, what do you bet the odds are he leaves Oakdale and you? Just like Simon.
I know Craig can be insensitive, blind, really, to anything but his own opinion, but he loves me. And I've forgiven him. He married me. And I respect that. I really do. But if you and I are ever going to trust each other, then I think we have to admit how we got here. And Craig, as much as he loves you, and I do know that he loves you, he's been, I guess the word would be obsessed with me for the last couple of years. And the truth is, there have been times that I've become hooked on that attention. Yes. Yes, I'm all too aware of your mutual admiration. No, it's more than that. There's some attraction. Nothing earth-shaking. Just enough to make a casual conversation a little more interesting. And there was ambition. Mine to be a designer and his to launch something, anything, to make his mark. And that's how it started. I loved being told how great I was. And he kept stoking it until it fed on itself, and then one day it just got out of control. You see, we are exactly alike, Craig and me. Always hungry. Never feel like we're good enough. And so we figure, what the heck? Why not cheat? And of course, we feel lousy. But we've got each other. And he never makes me feel ashamed of myself, and I return the favor. And it's not good enough anymore.
Are you sure?
I owe more to my children. I owe them a mother they can trust, that other people can trust. You and Jack. That's what a family is. People who can trust each other, and that's what I want. I want us to be a real family. And I don't want anything or anybody ever to make us hurt each other again.
So clean slate?
It's just one more thing that we have to discuss.
About Craig?
About you and the baby.
Kim, what's going on? Is Bob? No. There's no change, Mom. Everything's fine. But I would like to talk to Dr. Decker alone for a few minutes, if it's all right with you.
If this is about Bob not taking his medication, I will never believe it.
I know.
I'm afraid that I offended Bob's mother.
Well, she's just very proud of him. As a matter of fact.
What the hell is going on?
Is that Dr. Hughes' turn?
Dr. Hughes is my patient.
Excuse me. I gave him permission to examine Bob. I assume he finished?
Yes. I found a puncture mark on Bob's left arm.
Well, he had an IV. Could it be from that?
No. But it is similar to the other wounds found on Nurse Krabs and other victims of the serial killer.
Oh, my God.
Dr. Decker, do you have any idea how Bob could have received such a puncture wound?
Yes. From me.
So is Gordo still suspect?
I caught him searching my dad's office right after he collapsed.
I've thought about this a lot, Chris, and you know I think Gordo's a total jerk and everything, but you don't think Gordo couldn't hurt your dad, could he? And you told the police everything? But they didn't arrest him or anything.
I guess it's because Gordo's not their only suspect.
Rick?
And me.
Chris, you couldn't be a serial killer, not in a zillion, million, trillion years.
I'm glad somebody still believes in me.
Listen, your dad's gonna wake up and he's gonna tell us who did this.
I hope so.
I never get to see my dad. I'm just saying that it must be really nice to really care about your father and have him care about you too.
Yeah. Except when you let him down.
When did you ever let anybody down?
Allison. He's the chief of staff, and I screwed up so bad he had to suspend me. And now if he dies, it's my fault.
Would you just speak to Hal?
Mom.
Just ask him to spend some time with Rick away from the hospital. He could see what an understanding, compassionate man he is. He could never, ever Hurt a helpless patient? It's absurd.
I agree. It's a reach. Which is all the more reason to wonder why they're focusing on him. I mean, other than the fact that he's a new hire with a high-risk specialty. And that reason would be, Mom?
A terrible coincidence. At the hospital in San Francisco, where Rick worked before he came here, there were some unexplained deaths.
What? Wait a minute, what are you saying? There were killings at a hospital where Rick worked in San Francisco?
I know I shouldn't have said it.
Well, what are you saying?
They never proved anything.
But they suspected Rick.
Well, they suspected everybody. Like now, at Memorial, they're hauling in everybody. Orderlies, interns, Chris Hughes. For goodness sake. The chief of staff's son. You should ask him how it feels to be accused. And Rick has been accused twice. Do you have any idea how painful it is for an innocent man to be accused twice?
Yeah, Mother, if he's so innocent, why are you so upset?
You gave Bob an injection?
Read the chart. I gave Bob an injection of heparin at 3:25 a.m. to stop his blood from clotting, which is standard practice with coma patients. Furthermore, his blood work shows no elevated levels of potassium, which I believe is the agent you suspect in the other deaths, indicating at the very least that this is not part of the pattern.
Is this true?
Yes, there is an injection of heparin, but without further analysis, I can't tell if that wound came from that injection or something else.
Which means that...
He can't prove anything.
Kim.
This isn't over.
Well, yes, it is. I know your game, Walker. Your reputation depends on finding someone to pin this on. Well, it's not going to be me. Bob Hughes is going to remain my patient until he recovers or no longer needs medical care.
Or until he's dead, you mean?
He's my patient. And you can't change that.
I know that this has been difficult for you. First, the hysterectomy. And then me getting pregnant. I know it must seem incredibly unfair to you.
Well, yes, it's been a little challenging.
It's unfair. You've lost something. And nobody can give it back to you. But if I've learned one thing from having Parker and now Sage, it's that children need a lot more than any two parents can give. And especially if one of those parents happens to be me.
Oh, stop it. You're a wonderful mother.
Sometimes. But not always. Not on those days where things don't go right and I lose my patience. And some days I'm not there at all. I'm checked out, you know. And if the child is lucky, then they have their father. And if they're really lucky, they have an aunt who will love them and have patience that their mother doesn't have.
Well, it's easy to have patience if you don't have them 24/7.
Rosanna, I know that I have been very jealous and suspicious when you've stepped in to look after Parker. But he loves you. With good reason. And I would like for you to allow Sage to love you just as much. I would like you to be her godmother. And I know that what I'm asking you isn't easy, especially if her father turns out to be Mike, but we need you. Will you help us? Will you love Sage? Will you cherish her?
It would be my absolute pleasure. Wow.
You made it all happen. Bringing Parker out here.
No, that was Craig. He made that happen.
No. Word to the wise. Never give that man credit for anything. You'll end up regretting it.
I think you're right. Carly, I need a favor.
I'm just trying to protect you.
Protect me. That's good.
I know how much Simon hurt you. I know how much Mike Kasnoff hurt Rosanna and Carly. So what am I supposed to do? Pretend this train that I see heading for a brick wall is suddenly going to back up and turn into a fruit tree? It's the altitude. You know what I mean. The altitude.
No, I do know that I could take you to the bottom of the ocean and you would still be the same self-centered, narrow-minded control freak.
Who is still your loving big brother.
Oh, then be loving, Craig. Love me, care about me, support me, and stop telling me what to do. And if you can't do that, then why don't you back up your own damn train and go back to Oakdale? No one cares that you're here.
It's not that I don't appreciate the fantasy. You know, one big happy family.
I know it might be a little difficult for Jack at first.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon?
I've got 4 people painting targets on my chest. My work here is done.
Oh, well, that's a shame, because mine isn't. I'm staying for the wedding.
You're staying for the wedding, as in having been invited?
Yes.
Well, what happened here?
Carly has been incredibly understanding and generous.
And Rosanna has been unbelievably patient and forgiving.
And you want us at your wedding?
Oh, I didn't say a word about you.
I come halfway across a country and up a mountain to... What are you laughing at?
You, and don't lower your voice. You're scaring the baby.
Do you have any idea what I've been doing while you've been in here having your moment?
Isn't she beautiful?
I've been outside completing my list of people who hate me. Jack hates me, Mike Kasnoff, Katie, and now Carly.
Well, Carly's just sick of you. And I can't speak for Katie, but you're probably right about Jack and Mike. But Parker loves you, and so do I. And I'm sure little Sage is just gonna adore you. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Oh, I think she has my eyes.
You haven't heard a word I've said, have you?
Of course, I've been listening. I'm just not giving you my full attention.
All right, well, I wouldn't stay for this wedding, even if I am invited.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I guess I'm gonna have to meet you back in Oakdale, because there's no way in heck I'd miss it.
You and Rosanna make peace?
I asked her to be Sage's godmother. And she said yes. And it was great. And then...
What?
Well, I would really like for her to be at the wedding. And I know that she wants to be there. But, you know, Craig is the problem. He can be there or not. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Yeah, as long as he keeps his mouth shut.
What are the chances of that?
Well, Craig's going to be Craig. I think the real issue is Jack. Because Jack is certainly not going to let Craig anywhere near our wedding.
You're wrong. I wouldn't want to get married without him.
How could your father's stroke be your fault?
Look, Allison, you don't really know me. Okay, I've made so many mistakes, caused so much stress on him. All I ever wanted to do was to make him proud of me.
Chris, your father is beyond proud of you. You're a parent's dream come true. I mean, come on, you went to medical school and then you came back into town. To go and work in your father's hospital?
Yeah, where I've embarrassed him in front of his colleagues, his friends, the police. John Dixon was ready to kick me out of the program before all this happened. I swear I'd resign if I didn't think it would make things worse.
Look, people are getting killed. For all we know, the serial killer did something to your dad. And okay, maybe you were getting a little reckless going after Gordo, but you were only trying to help.
Look, Allison, that's the problem, okay? I'm always trying to help, and I just end up making things worse.
No, not true. If it weren't for you, I could be dead. I would for sure still be in prison. Chris, you're the most incredible person I ever met.
Look, whoever this is, clearly they are leading a double life. They are fooling everyone. They're their colleagues, their friends, their family.
No, I don't believe that. Maybe your colleagues, but you would know. How could you fool someone who's close to you? You'd know, I'd know.
All I'm saying, Mother, is you need to be careful.
You're saying that he is guilty. You're saying that he's a murderer.
No, I'm saying you need to be careful.
I couldn't hurt him like that.
Mother, hurt him? You hardly
No.
know him. You met him like 2
This
months ago.
conversation
This
is
conversation
over.
is not
No,
over, Mother.
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to take this, not from you, not from anybody.
I know that this is rough.
Listen, yesterday you were accusing my son of being a serial killer. Today you're accusing Bob's doctor.
The truth is that we just don't know.
Well, for crying out loud, that's obvious.
There was a serial killer at San Francisco Mercy. Rick Decker worked there at the time.
Bob knew that. He continued under Rick's care.
And if Bob made some terrible mistake, and if that's what Bob was trying to tell us before he collapsed, Kim, you know I would do anything to keep from hurting Bob. You know that.
Yeah. All right. Just give me a few minutes. I need to think this through.
Stanley, I'd like to help you. I really would, but you got to give me something more concrete.
Agent Brackett, you have to tell me what your informant is saying.
Stanley?
He hung up?
The good news is he's scared. He and Spangler go way back. And now that Spangler's gone, he's going to be looking for help. He's going to know who set up the kidnapping and who took out Spangler.
You realize I get full access if he calls back.
I'll go you one better, Detective. I'll take you to him.
You know where he is?
He gave me a location, said he'd stay put.
Let's go.
Stanley!
I've never met anyone like you. I mean, I take risks, huge risks, but they're always lose-lose, you know what I mean? But you go out on a limb for a good cause. You're like a hero or something.
Hero. Heroes don't cause their parents as much pain as I have.
Oh, come on. Well, you don't think Joan of Arc's dad had a rough night or two? You're a wonderful person.
My brother's a wonderful person.
No, he's old. No, I'm sorry, but he is. You're just starting out, and you're going to be 1,000 times more spectacular than he is. I know it. Chris, you just have to believe in yourself like you believed in me.
Dad, why? Why did this happen to you?
What, Bob?
Nurse Cribb's diary. You convinced me that I'm wrong.
She was killed.
But the next call I make will be to the police department.
Nurse Krebs was very conscientious.
And I will tell them who has been killing people at this hospital.
Thank you.
How's Bob?
Oh, he's fine. I'll tell you, if one more person... Oh, sorry, how was your lunch?
What's wrong? What happened?
I had a run-in with Daniels.
What do you mean running with Daniels?
Kim, I'd like to discuss Bob's treatment with you.
Actually, that won't be necessary. Hal, I'd like to request that you post a guard outside of Bob's hospital room,
Oh,
please.
I really don't think that that's necessary.
Well, I do. Also, I'm releasing you from Bob's case, effective immediately.
You would stay here without me?
Yes, if it came to it. But if you behave yourself, and I mean not one sarcastic comment.
Oh, Rosanna, I got Mike Kasnoff and Jack playing catch in the backyard there. Have a heart.
Come on, just save up all your comments for later and you can tell me. Maybe I can get them to reconsider.
No, that's not going to happen. I've been voted off the island.
Oh, come on, just tread water for a few hours. I'll try to get Jack and Carly to reconsider. Let's see, Jack owes me. He had me arrested, and Carly's... But you have to promise me to keep your mouth shut.
You want Greg to be here? Since when?
Oh, since he told me about an hour ago that I shouldn't marry you.
You should have heard what he said to me.
Well, the thing with Craig is you got to remember, he's a jerk. What? No, it's not that, and he's not too bright. Got to hit him over the head half dozen times before it sinks in. Listen, he was on the road looking for Lucy when we got married last Halloween, and I could be wrong, but I think if he actually sees us standing there, saying our vows in front of our family and friends and those kids, maybe, just maybe, it'll finally get through to him. Craig, I hope you're staying for the wedding. This wouldn't be the same without you.
Well, Jack, if you want me at the wedding, then who am I to say no?
Come on, Stanley, you told me you know where they are. Huh? There's gotta be a clue here.
Don't move! Hands on your head, now!
It's Donovan. It's okay. Look.
On the next As the World Turns.
If you take Rick off Bob's case now, it's tantamount to labeling him a serial killer, and you know that.
Please, just help me. Help me find Lily Rose before it's too late.
If you want answers, find Dusty.
Start blasting again. The smell's gonna keep in.
That's why we're getting out of here tonight.
CBS Tuesday, July 8th. Get into the most outrageous house party of the year. Hey, Big Brother! 13 new faces, 3 incredible nights. It's on. Hello. Plus, a surprise twist so unbelievable, all of America will be talking.
Scandalous!
An all-new Big Brother premieres CBS Tuesday, July 8th.